Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Music and Beyond. I'm Ernie Crazy Eyes from Primitive Minds. Tonight, I have a band from San Benito, Texas called 10 Years Gone. How's it going, guys?
What's up?
Going good.
Good. What's up?
I saw you guys a few weeks ago at the spot in Harlingen. You guys totally killed it. You know, it was a good show. And why are you laughing, bro?
It sounds like you don't believe it.
I believe. Hey, you guys played a lot of awesome songs that I was really into, so it just kind of like, you know. But I want to start off with the band name. What's the story behind the band name?
Actually, we didn't start off with that name, but the name 10 Years Gone, basically what it means, and basically the reason I use that name is because I used to be in several bands when I was a teenager, and in '94, my son was born, and I quit singing in bands for about 10 years. So it's basically, that's all it means, 10 years gone. I was gone for 10 years. That's all it means. Later on, I found out there's a Led Zeppelin song by that name.
Yeah.
People think that we
Took the name.
cover Led Zeppelin or that but it's not. That's not the case at all.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's why we use that band name.
You guys should do like a little snippet of a Led Zeppelin song like at every show just so they think that you're going to do Led Zeppelin, but really not.
Immigrant song. We do have a.
Oh yeah, we do Immigrant song.
Oh.
We used to do Living, Lovin' Made. And I love Led Zeppelin, but I didn't know they had a song called 10 Years Gone.
That's great. I'm going to actually have to listen to that now.
It's a really good song, actually.
Yeah. And, this question is for everybody. What inspired you guys to, pick up the instrument or the mic or...
I guess we could start with Roman and then
All
we'll
right.
go this way.
Well, there were so many bands that I have discovered growing up as a child because of my parents and my grandfather. Mostly it was a Cure that started me off. I was playing drums, but AC/DC was a band that turned me into the dark side of rock and roll. And from there, I got introduced to the heavy metal, the new wave of British heavy metal, classic rock, all that stuff. Thanks to VH1 Classic and Metal Mania. So yeah, bands like AC/DC and whatever subgenre from there is what motivates me, what moves me, and inspires me to play every day.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome. And it's cool because you guys actually play some of the... Like AC/DC, I believe you guys played one song, right?
We played two.
Or two? So that's cool that, like... certain bands that inspired you, you play some of their songs,
Yeah, man, it's it's fun. That's what it's all about.
Hell yeah.
Well, I've always had a guitar ever since I was in probably 6th grade, but I didn't get inspired to actually start playing in a band until an old classmate buddy of mine, Fred Valle, asked me to go visit this guy that lived just down the road from me when I used to live in San Benito, and he it goes by the name of Keyon. And for me, that's where it all started. I went to go visit this guy. I'd never met him before, and he was in his garage wearing denim shorts actually, and a plaid shirt and boots. And I roll up to the house, and he's just there and looking at me, kind of, weary of stranger coming up his driveway, and kind of gives me a look. And I said, "Hey, wait, hold on, Fred Valle sent me." He goes, "Oh, Fred, okay, well, you want me to jam for you?" And from then on, it was magic. He started jamming, just threw out a jam and on bass, and I was caught right there, and been jamming ever since.
Damn.
Yeah.
And music-wise, like how do you... What bass player or musician do you inspires you to, continue doing what...
Oh God, all the greats, a lot of the '80s rock, Slash and guys from Motley Crue and Metallica and all those guys that I grew up listening to, Van Halen. So those guys, those guitar heroes are the ones that make me want to rock. So that's why I keep going, and these guys right here inspire me to be my best that I can be. So
especially Adrian, right?
Yeah. Especially. Yeah.
What's up?
What do you want to know? Ask me a question.
I did.
Well, you asked him a
What
question.
it's all the same question.
Oh, what inspired me?
Yeah.
Oh, actually, you know what? When I think about it, from the very beginning, man, in my house, my dad was a vocalist in a Tejano band.
Oh, nice.
So from the time I was really little, music was very important in our home. You know, my dad was always gigging Friday and Saturday nights and doing his thing, and I would go with him. Basically, I was the key to open the door. You know, we'd come home too late.
Yeah.
My mom would have to let him in because I was with him. But a lot of Tejano music, inspiration wise, my dad was really into. He's an old hippie, so a lot of the music from the '60s. Growing up, man, the Doors, the Beatles, even the Monkees, bands like that really got me into it. Later on, man, just got into the whole psychedelic aspect of the Beatles. Really got into that. Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon. Just a lot of great people like AC/DC. Later on, I got into like The Cure, like Roman was saying. When I was in high school, I was into The Cure a lot.
Yeah.
The Smiths, then British heavy metal, like you said, man. I mean, come on, man. Black Sabbath, Judas Priest. I'm a vocalist, so a lot of those guys, man, I really look up to, like Freddie Mercury, of course, Ronnie James Dio, like all these great guys, man, that they just have a wonderful voice,
Yeah.
I'm not like these guys. All these guys can play different instruments and stuff. I sing. It's pretty much what I do. These guys, Roman plays multiple instruments. Josh, all these guys, they've been in band. He's been playing guitar. Gabriel has been playing guitar since he was like in 5th or 6th grade. So I'm surrounded by a lot of talent here. They can play just about
Oh,
anything.
come on, you play a little guitar.
3 chords. Yeah,
Oh.
that's about it, man. I mean, I got started off in the early '90s with this band called Draven, Marco, Mars. They're still jamming, and my friend Ivan Rue. Those are the guys that we used to go play in like a field somewhere, and just invite a bunch of people over and have these big parties out in the middle of nowhere. Back in the days,
Yeah.
it was all flyer or just whatever. But yeah, that's pretty much an inspiration. Keyon Coit, our old bass player, he was a dear friend of ours, brother to us. He passed away 5 years ago. We think about him all the time. We don't do it. I mean, I don't do this for money. We stick together because we love what we do. It's still fun. It's still relevant to us. It's very important to me in my life. I do, I have an important job, but I mean, this is my life. This is what I like to do.
Yeah.
And just being out there, and performing for people. I mean, it just gives us a real good feeling. It's really hard to describe. You'd have to be there to, understand how it feels, but that's pretty much on me.
Did you ever, you said your dad was a musician. Did you ever play on stage with him at any point?
Actually, the first time I was on stage with my dad, I think I was like 15. And I was, for our Spanish speaking friends out there, I was singing Segunda for him, which, second voice.
Yeah.
And for Ramon Ayala and Bronco, stuff like that. I would go up there and sing Segunda because nobody could do the backup for him.
Yeah.
He was the only vocalist, really. So I have a tenor voice just like my dad does. So we match up. Even to this day, my dad's 69 years old. And when we want to like sing together, we match up like perfectly.
That's so cool.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, music's part of my life, dude. Everybody in my family sings. I'm not even the best singer, man. I would say my dad, of course, but my sister Cecilia she was a mariachi singer. Mm-hmm. She's freaking excellent, man. So, it's in the family,
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How about you, Josh?
For me, my main inspiration was bands like Judas Priest and more of a modern band, Godsmack. That drummer don't mess around. Like, he's the real deal. And I remember since I was a kid, I would watch music videos on my dad's old grandpa computer. I would watch videos like Creed music videos. And even on the way to school, we'll listen to songs from like Rob Zombie and Judas Priest. And I would always pay attention to the drum stuff, like specifically like the fills and the way the drums are tuned, the way they sound. And that just caught my attention. And then come 6th grade, I joined percussion in school. And then I did percussion for 3 years, and then I joined the drum line in high school. I did the marching snare. From then on, I just grew way more into it. And then eventually, I joined my dad's band, and the rest is history.
Yeah. And what's the... I know you mentioned a couple of bands right now, but what's the one drummer that stood out for you?
The one from Godsmack.
Godsmack?
Yeah. His name's Shannon.
Oh, yeah.
Dude's a monster. And, of course, Vinnie Paul is also one of my main inspirations. And unfortunately, he's gone. He's buried right next to his brother, but that dude was a monster behind the kid.
I saw him once, I believe, and was lucky enough to take a picture with him.
Man, that must have been awesome.
He was super nice.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's my main inspiration.
And how did you guys meet?
Oh.
Yeah.
I actually have a lot to say on that.
I don't, but...
I met Adrian when I was 14 years old. Who's now my stepdad, and he brought up the name of, this band 10 Years Gone, and he's like, hey, I have some friends of mine that want to jam, and he asked me if, I wanted to play, and said, I don't see why not. So I met Gabe and Josh, and we met up here at the house, and, we went through, like, the list of songs, and from then on, we just created that bond, and, we have a pretty good friendship, and we still are playing shows and learning more songs today.
Awesome. Well, let's see. I met Josh at the hospital when he was born. No. Okay. Well, I met Adrian in a peculiar way. We
At the hospital?
we were in we were in need of a singer, and had this buddy of mine that named Matt Mancias that old high school friend of mine, actually junior high, and he started out being a bully to me, but we ended up being friends. And true story, guys.
The truth must be spoken.
The truth must be spoken.
It will set you free too.
It will set you free. And anyway, we ended up being the best of friends for a long time. And like I said, we were in need of a singer at one point, and he said, "Well, my cousin knows how to sing," so that's how I met Adrian, and of course through Adrian I met Roman. So that would be how I met everybody here besides my son.
And me, like he said, my cousin Matt. Matt's about 5 years older than me. So one day I was at my house, and he's like, "Hey man, you still sing?" And I'm like, "No, I haven't sang in a long time." He goes, "But you used to sing, right?" And I go, "Yeah." He goes, "Well, I've got some friends. They meet up on Thursday over here at my friend Keyon's house. You remember him?" And I actually remembered Keyon because in the early 90s, Keyon used to help out Draven here and there.
Mm-hmm.
And one time we actually jammed out together. I was already out of the band, and they had a house party, and Keyon was there. And I already knew who Keyon was, man, because, dude, everybody was on stage, but we were puppies sitting on stage with a freaking big dog, dude.
Yeah.
Freaking Keyon had his stage presence. Keyon was like, boom, like, and all of us were just like, oh, this guy, because he was awesome, dude. He had it all. And anyway, so he told me, hey, it's at Keyon's house, and I knew where Keyon lived, not because of Keyon, but because he had a nephew named Scoop, and Scoop, we were in school together because Scoop was younger, so I knew where he lived. And as a matter of fact, it was funny, man. I went in my police unit during the day, and I see Scoop, and when I'm pulling up in my unit, he looks like he wants to run, and I'm like, hey, Scoop, and he's like, I'm looking for Keyon, who's looking for him? And I'm like, Adrian, and he's like, hey, what's up? Like, we go way back.
Yeah.
And I remember meeting up with Keyon later on, and then that day, and then wanting to jam out. So I went over there. It was me, Gabriel, Keyon, and Fred Valle. And man, it was freaking magic, dude. Like, at the time, the band was called Rooster, and the reason they would call it Rooster was because when we would start jamming out, the rooster would be on top of the tree, and he'd start like cock-a-doodle-doo.
Yeah.
But at night.
Oh,
Like
nice.
he'd get into it too. So we started jamming out. Everything moved very quickly. They already had their original songs. They had original songs. I learned all their original music, and then we had some cover songs. But it was all fun, man. It was like we'd hang out together, have a good time, dude. It was like, it was one of those things, man. If I knew how special that time was in my life, I think I would have cherished it more and enjoyed it more. But that's the way life is, man. Like sometimes you're in a situation and you think it's gonna last forever, and it never does. So you have to make the most of every experience you have in life.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how we met. My cousin Matt, I mean, he's the one that, I mean, Matt's very important in the history of 10 Years Gone because he's the one that got us all together. I met him, and right away I liked him. Right away I felt like close to him because he just got a very he's just a good friend. He's been a good friend to me, man. But we've already known each other 16 years.
Damn.
So, yeah, so he's a very good friend, you know. So, but anyway,
What was the question?
ask him.
What was the question?
How'd you meet? I mean,
Well,
yeah.
I met Dad at the hospital, of course. I don't remember. I don't remember when I met him, but I met him. He was the first one I met. But then I think at the age 5, I met Adrian. 5 or 4. Of course, I don't have that memory, but I hear stories that they tell me. I'm like, I'll believe you. So I met Adrian when I was 4 or 5, and then from Adrian I met Roman, and we just got along very well. Here we are now. That's pretty
Yeah.
much it. Sweet and short.
Yeah, Adrian. Nah, I'm just kidding. I mean, I think I kind of asked this earlier, but what band got you into, music?
Priest, Molly Crew, Metallica, Megadeth.
AC/DC, Dokken, Deep Purple, Motley Crue, Megadeth, Metallica, Death Angel, Slayer, Cream, a little bit Motorhead, Iron Maiden, Judas Priest. I know, I was gonna say that. Honorable mention, Rush, of course. Of course. Black Sabbath, for sure. Randy Rhoads.
That's all of them, man.
Nice.
I think that's why we gel pretty well.
Yeah.
You know, we pretty much all have the same
They have very common interests.
Metallica. Can't forget Metallica.
Dude, actually, like when I was in 6th grade, man, I remember waking up in the morning and listening to Orion on a Master of Puppets cassette.
Oh,
Orion,
nice, yeah.
Just as I was getting ready for school, and then I listened to a lot of Beatles. Dude, to be quite honest with you, all those bands that they're talking about, I really like them, but to me, man, my original delving into heavy metal or thrash was old school Metallica.
Yeah.
I still love them. I wish that things were different, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
With them, but I still love them. Have nothing bad to say. But the Beatles, dude, even today, it's wonderful how I have my kids, and my kids listen to the Beatles. They listen to my son. He loves, his favorite bands are Type O Negative and Motorhead.
Oh, nice.
And I introduced him to that. Oh, and of course Megadeth, dude. He loves Megadeth. But it's just like music, man. It binds you, man.
It does.
It binds people. It's like you see somebody with a Pantera shirt, and you want to be their friend. Oh, he's into what I like. Or Pink Floyd, or whatever. I mean, it's one of those things. You're representing what you like.
Yeah.
And it's a representation. So yeah.
And I know you guys have been together for probably a few years, right? Can you talk to me about a memorable moment in 10 years history?
Well, let me tell you, the first time for me, anytime that we played with Keyon was very memorable. I really miss those days. I guess everybody's got their shows, man, but I remember just being playing with them and first starting to play with them, and we'd play at these little rinky-dink clubs, and just showing up and being ready. You know what, any musician that hears this, that hears what I'm saying right now, understands. It's not about the money, dude. It's about the camaraderie. And hey, you're up there with your brothers making music. You know, you're working together to make something. You're creating
We're
something.
forging a sound.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you, like, when he first got in the band, there's this picture that we have where he's playing the bass and he's looking at me and I'm looking at him and I'm smiling, dude. And it's like it's a moment in time because it was when we played at Cops that one time.
Yeah.
Dude, that was a hell of a night.
Mm-hmm.
It was a hell of a night, and it was one of the first times where we were in this unit. You gotta understand, we had Rooster. Then later on, we had a little band called Strychnine Kiss.
Mm-hmm.
That was the name of the band. Then we were 10 Years Gone, and then for a while we were playing with other different. He had his own band, I had my own band, but then you know what? Truth be told, man, we got back, and it's just weird. One of the other, and you know what? It has nothing to do with them because it wasn't them playing. You remember that show that we had over here at what was the name of that restaurant?
Oh,
Which one?
Okay, the one where Juan O'Leary's used to
Juan
be.
O'Leary's. God, is right there on time.
Papa Joe's or what?
Papa Joe's.
Yeah.
Fat Boys?
Okay, no, Papa Joe's.
Papa Joe's.
Okay, look, check this out. He had his own band. I don't know if it was called Power Trip.
Power
Red
Trip.
Rum.
Red Rum. Okay, he had his band, and I remember he asked me to come help him. He's like, "Hey man, we have a gig. We need a vocalist," and it was him and John from Orphanage Road, and his cousin was on drums.
Nice.
Dude, to me, dude, that was one of our best shows.
Yeah.
Because we were all on the money, dude. Boom, 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 boom. Song after song, everybody yelling, getting into it, dude. Everybody was going crazy that night.
It was awesome.
And that was our best show. But we've had several. We played at the Pavilion, and before the Pavilion got shut down, you know, over here in San Benito, right by the railroad tracks, they have the veterans.
Yeah.
Okay. Before that, there was a pavilion there.
Yeah, I remember it.
Okay, the last show that was there, we played it.
Oh, really?
10 Years Gone played it. We actually
so
had a
cool.
we had a full page spread in the San Benito News. Man.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and with Keyon, and that was one of the greatest shows that we ever had too.
Yeah, because I remember I would always pass through there because I would go to church nearby, and I would always like stand there next to the pavilion and just ask myself, man, this could really be used right now. Like I was barely getting introduced to music, so I was like, I wonder if this band should come and play. Like, but how are we gonna do the speaker? Like, I didn't know anything about like technology or anything, or how it worked. So I was kind of lost, but I was just in my head thinking like somebody should use this, and then it disappeared. And I was like, okay.
We played there. We played at the amphitheater when it first opened up, when they first made it.
Yeah.
We played at the amphitheater, our band. Another great show, dude. Mm-hmm. You know what, man? It's one of those things, bro. You know, it's just one of those things. And you keep going forward, you keep moving forward, keep pushing. But we've had a lot of good times, bro. I mean, you know, you can sit here and complain about different things here and there, but when you really think about the whole thing, I mean, we've had a lot of good times, man. Thank God. Hey, do you have anything to add?
Those same ones, man.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah.
And what is the one thing that you would like for your fans to know right now?
Just for me, or
like everybody in general, yeah.
Go ahead.
I mean, just that we, you know what, man, we do it for them. We live for their applause. I mean, dude, when the people are behind you and they're clapping, they're into it, dude, it makes us perform harder for them.
Yeah.
And we try harder, and you know what, man? We've had shows where it's full of people. The show's full of people.
Mm-hmm.
And we've had shows where there's 2-3 people in the front and that's it. But you know what? To me, I don't know how they feel, but to me, I don't give I don't care.
You can cuss.
If it's a large amount of people,
Yeah.
or if it's a small amount of people, I want them to know that I try my best for them. Whether, you know what, there's times when I'm sick, or there's times that I'm not, dude, it's like everything. Sometimes you're not, you've gone through a rough week, or you're going through your own personal struggles, but dude, once you're up there, boom, 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 just freaking do it.
Yeah.
And you know what, man, it's like that show we had at the spot this last time. I mean, me and my lady, man, we had a great time. She was so happy.
Yeah.
We had a really nice time. It's a real nice venue, real audience friendly, real band friendly.
Yeah.
We had a real good time that last time, and we hope to play there again.
I hope so too.
Yeah, man. I mean, dude, it's like, and you know what? People don't understand that this local music thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, dude, I don't do it for the money, dude. We get paid pennies for what we do.
Yeah.
I mean, in all reality, I mean, we've made as much as 500 a night. We've made 400, 300, 200. I mean, but it's not really about that. It's about the feeling that we get from what we do.
Yeah.
And you know what, dude? We've honed our craft. I mean, it's not like oh, like we started yesterday. No, we've already been together 16 years, me and him.
Yeah.
And then this guy right here, man, he came in, and this one too. And once we hit the floor running, man. We slow down.
Nope.
And that's one thing that I've noticed Valley bands do a lot. Play a show, 6 months later, take a break, and then play another show. Like, every 6 months they play a show. But, I like that you guys, like I've only seen you that one time because I barely discovered you guys. But, once this thing that's happening right now blows over, I'm going to make sure that I keep my eye out on 10 Years Gone because, you guys freaking killed that show at the spot. And I was so happy. So, like, all the music that you guys were playing that night, it just blew me away. Even though you didn't play Hell Yeah for me. Or Five Finger Death Punch.
See what we can do for that.
Well, you know what? Right now we're gonna be working on a Bon Scott AC/DC tribute show.
Oh, nice. Oh, yeah.
We're working on it. I'm looking forward to that. The thing is, man, you need to understand, man. We do it because we love it. We love the music.
Oh, I know.
And you know what, man? They do have original music.
Oh, really?
We wanna develop the music, change it up. These guys are the young guys. I'm 45. He's 50. He's 21. He's 20. We're doing it, and we're gonna do it until we die. But But you know what? They're the ones that need to take charge.
Yeah.
As far as moving us forward, because we've done everything we can do, and we're gonna keep going. But we need them to, take the reins, and all these old songs. He can make up his own drum tracks. He can play his own bass lines or his own guitar lines. Like we need to, forge that.
Yeah.
And build it, because us, I mean, in our lives, I'm a professional law enforcement official. I've been doing it almost 20 years. I'm the constable for this area for Precinct 3.
Yeah.
Constable's office. He's a lifelong educator.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he's been doing it for years since he got out of high school, and he went straight into teaching. So he's got, we're professional, and as far as what we do here, we do take it very seriously.
Yeah.
It is important to us. But honestly, man, when we get together, it's all about the brotherhood, man. We come here, we hang out, we hang out, we make music, dude. Ain't that cool?
It's amazing,
awesome.
yeah.
Yeah, man.
And to be able to do it with your brothers, it's kind of, like even better, yeah.
Well, I know he said stepson. He said that I'm his stepdad, but to me, he's my son.
Yeah.
And to me, I see him as my son, and we have a good time. Me and him, and sometimes we get on each other's nerves around here.
Doesn't everybody?
Hey, but you know what? I mean, it is what it is.
Daddy chill. Hey, I was wondering if one of those was gonna come out. And when you talked about original music, how many songs do you have?
Like 11, 12 songs.
Nice.
Including ones that Keyon wrote.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so we're there, man. I mean, you know what? It's just man, to develop something like that.
Yeah.
It's a tremendous undertaking, man. Because, I mean, it's like a baby, man, from the very beginning until the end process. You know.
I mean, dude, I've been into several studios here in the valley, and I would see bands just, you know, playing the guitar, trying to come up with something, and then, you know, like, oh, I got something. Like, after like 3 hours, I'm like, damn, that's a long time. Like, you know, I'm not a musician, so, you know, I don't know the type of work it takes to, you know, make a song or write a riff or whatever.
Well, you know what? Like, again, talking about the Beatles, man. I mean, they would play a song, one song, and they would play it. You're talking about 100 takes.
Yeah.
On each song, or take number 67 is the good one. You know, I mean, it's if you really care about what you're doing, it's a tremendous undertaking.
Yeah.
And you know what? I mean, if to develop a proper album, dude, it can easily take you a whole year.
Oh yeah.
You know, I do wanna create something so that my grandkids and you know, when I'm gone, they can be like, hey, look, there's Grandpa, look, check him out, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I don't have any. I mean, I have high hopes, but I mean, the reality of the situation is, I don't know. Maybe it'll never happen.
I think it would.
Well, I don't know. My dad has 50 Tejano songs he wrote.
Oh.
And they've come out with 2 albums. So can it be done? Yes. But will it be done? I don't know. I mean, it's up to these guys to decide what they want to do. But as long as we keep going, man, we're gonna keep making music and you know what, garnering support. A lot of people know us in this area, bro.
Yeah.
We've been around a long time. It's got what's the name of that guy? The gentleman that plays blues, Chris. What's his name? He's been around a real long time. Chris Rivera.
Oh yeah, I've been hearing that name a lot at the spot.
Dude, he's a jammer.
He's been in circuit forever.
Patrick Lee is the bass player.
Oh, he used to play with Whiskey D, right?
He played with Whiskey D. He's played with actually. He's gonna be helping us out with this Bon Scott thing.
Oh really?
Yeah, he's gonna be here in a little while.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, Patrick Lee's gonna be helping us out.
I know him.
He's a dear friend. Just on a side note, he's actually first cousins with Johnny Rodriguez, which was the guy that he's a friend of mine. We played in Nasty Habit together. He passed away a little while, like a couple of months ago. So there you go, man. We're a dying breed, man. We're a dying breed.
Yeah.
So we gotta keep making music, man, until we die, brother.
I feel you, man. Favorite songs that you guys? What's one of the favorite songs that you play?
Mine would be Motley Crue Looks at Kill. Love jamming that one.
Roadhouse Blues by the Doors, Electric
Nice.
Eye from Priest, the Wasted Years from Iron Maiden.
Yeah. Good one.
The Creed, What If, for sure. Of course, Born on the Bayou CCR, because that is like that's a gem.
I think that was the second or third song you guys played when you guys played that. I
We
was
did
like,
that one on TV once.
really?
Yeah, in Brownsville.
Oh snap! But when you guys started playing that song, I was like, oh my god! I started marking out. My bartender was looking at me, and she was like, "Dude, are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I just love this music. Like nobody listens to this anymore."
Badass. That's what it's all about.
You wanna know my favorite song that we play?
Yeah.
Children of the Grave. Just kidding, we don't play that one. Yet.
Yeah.
No, my favorite one would have to be NIB, man. From Black Sabbath.
Yeah.
Divinity in Black.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
Yeah, Wasted Years. I like Fight, Reality New Beginning. I even like What If, of course. I also love that song from him. What is it?
Wicked Game.
Wicked Game. We do the hymn version of that one, not
Oh,
the Chris
nice.
Isaac version.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So stuff like that, man. You know.
I thought it was favorite song, not favorite songs. I only gave one.
Go for it.
No, I'm good. Y'all covered them.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, it was gonna be favorite song, but I said songs. I was like, damn.
Might as well.
No, I mean.
Yeah, I mean,
They're all,
Tis
he
what
named
it
them
is.
all. He named them all. Those are good.
Probably
Favorites.
some of my favorite would be that Creed What If.
Yeah.
And then the Motley Crue Take Me to the Top. That's probably one of my favorite ones that I love to play.
It's a good jam.
And Another one I like to do is Sad But True, of course.
Oh, hell yeah. I like that song.
Love it.
And then Bad Religion from Godsmack's probably.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
All those.
And what is y'all's pre-show ritual?
Set up. I'm
Well,
no,
to be honest, we haven't really come up with.
You really?
I mean,
Not really.
yeah, we're really not
We
one of those
should.
crazy musicians who like, has a plan right before the show.
Yeah.
I mean,
I do
pray
have
and play.
one. I do have one.
What do you do?
I need before I can even go on stage, I have to have a goblet full of Reese's Pieces. And I have to have a live tiger, strapped to a chain right by the stage in order for me to go on, or else.
Jeez, who invited Gaga over?
No, we don't. We just kind of chill out. We just kind of chill out, get ready. I like to get we like to get the sound going and get a good sound check in. Sometimes that doesn't happen. On those outside venues like the Spot, it's very challenging to get a good sound.
Yeah.
It really is, bro.
Oh, God.
So yeah, it's really hard to get that sound, man, because the signal just goes out into the air, man. It doesn't stop. It's a challenge, bro.
Yeah, I know. I listen to every sound check now.
I don't know. Talk smack to one another before we get started and humiliate each other and then get on there.
I know, right? Like,
But
why aren't you playing right? Like, you hurt my feelings.
Did you hear that? No, bro. We're not from your generation. We don't do that. Okay. You hurt my feelings. No, we don't do
What's feelings?
that. What's feelings? What's that?
This is the last question here. If you were stuck in
Did you just cut me off, bro?
I did.
Okay, go for it.
If you were stuck in an elevator with any musician, dead or alive, who would it be, and what would you talk about?
I would want John Lennon in the elevator with me, dead. and like for like 10 days, and then I'd be like there just like talking to him and he wouldn't answer. No, I'm just kidding. Let me see. No, it would probably be John Lennon. I'd probably sit in there and just ask him every question of every intricacy of the Beatles, just to know,
Yeah.
So, they were wonderful inspiration for me, man. So, yeah, I'd like to meet him. You?
I mean, the first person that comes to mind, honestly, I would really like to have a good conversation with Randy Rhoads.
Randy Rhoads. That's what I would say too.
And and ask him to see how what can I learn from him, because his guitar playing was very ahead of its time, and I would like to learn a little more about it, a little bit more in depth of the guitar. What can I do with it?
I think he'd have a lot to offer. Yeah. His guitar playing was ahead of the time, yet, he took his playing style from people that were before him. He's classically trained, and you can tell by his riffs and his soloing, it sounds classical. So, yeah, he's beyond awesome, man. He's very talented. Gone before his time,
I take mine back. I want to talk to Lemmy.
Ooh,
Lemmy
nice.
Kilmister.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
He'd probably, look, one or two things. Either he'd fight with me or he would give me a good interview.
Yeah.
It could go either way.
Yeah, or maybe after he finishes kicking your ass, he would just talk to you and...
No, bro, I'd beat him up.
For me, if I was stuck in an elevator, probably Vinnie Paul.
Ooh, yeah.
I want to know any tips or tricks that he has up his sleeve. And I know the answer to this, but I want to know why he decided to start playing with his drumsticks backwards. He plays with the butt end.
Oh, really?
And I'm guessing it's just for more powerful punch, but I want to I was just wondering what was going through his head.
I did not know that.
But but if it was me, I would choose Vinnie Paul for me.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah.
And where can we find you guys?
I'm not hard to find, bro.
70.
No,
You can't miss this.
no, I meant social media wise, bro. Yeah.
On Facebook, 10 Years Gone.
Mm-hmm.
But instead of years with an S, it's years with a Z.
Remember that when you put that on YouTube.
It's not 10 years gone, it's 10 years.
They can hear you, bro.
Years gone.
Ears.
Years.
Thank you, everybody, for listening to my interview with 10 Years Gone. I'm Ernie Crazy Eyes from Primitive Minds. And remember, everybody, that without music, life would be a mistake.